What's up, everybody? It is Codebreaker146 here again with another video. Today it's going to be the Raw review for January 23rd, 2014. This is the Money in the Bank Go Home show, heading towards Money in the Bank 2014. And my thoughts on this, overall on this Raw, it didn't live up to my expectations. I thought it was going to be a pretty good show because normally Money in the Bank is my third favorite pay-per-view of the year. And I normally get very excited around this point because it's always, it's a good show. And I thought that due to the fact that one of the best shows of the year, you think that the Go Home show would be pretty good building up to that. And I was, my expectations were a little high, maybe too high, but they just came down very low. But to kick off the night, Stephanie McMahon confronts Vickie Guerrero. Eventually, because of Vickie Guerrero, poisoning her coffee, and putting some sort of lubricant in her coffee, but it's actually Roman Reigns. So due to the fact of that, she had come out here there and confront Vickie Guerrero, and that would lead to Vickie Guerrero versus Stephanie McMahon. And I was really excited because Stephanie McMahon hasn't been in the ring for probably since 1999, or maybe even, it was 2003 when she had that match with Sable and No Mercy, or Vince, and she had a match with Vince too with Sable. Vickie Guerrero would face Stephanie McMahon, but that wouldn't be the way I wanted it to be with Vickie versus Stephanie. And, anyway. First match of the show is Jimmy Uso versus Luke Harper. They're just splitting into singles competition in both matches because, Jimmy Uso, one half of the Usos and one half of the Wyatts, or one-third of the Wyatts, Luke Harper, they were going in, one-on-one to kind of build up and kind of have the one-on-one to see who would win the most out of these victories and heading into their tag team title match at Money in the Bank for the titles and stuff like that. So Jimmy Uso would face Luke Harper, and if you can't tell the difference between Jimmy Uso is the husband of Naomi. And Jimmy Uso will face Luke Harper. Luke Harper would pick up the win here in a very short match as well. Also, the Wyatts, Luke Harper and Erick Rowan would get new entrance music. It's kind of like a harmonica to some degree of the playing of, he's got the whole world in his hands, which Bray and normally sings and gets the crowd connected with him and stuff like that. So that was pretty weird, pretty different, but, it fits their characters because these guys are wild and crazy guys that follow Bray Wyatt and his message or whatever. So basically, it was pretty cool, but it was pretty weird seeing that because normally I'm used to having the rocking chair. I'm used to having the Bray Wyatt iconic entrance and stuff like that. So, but it was pretty cool for what it was. Luke Harper, Jimmy Uso, very short match. Luke Harper wins with the clothesline. Then after that, Jey Uso versus Erick Rowan. Another kind of match, very short. Jey Uso picks up the pin here. But at the end of the match, the Wyatts would get the advantage, and they'd hold up the tag team titles. And so basically, the Wyatts look strong. However, they did split up the victory, so the Usos got one victory, and the Wyatts got another victory. So the Wyatts could possibly win the tag team belts. I'm not betting on it, because I'm really thinking they're going to have the Usos save the tag team belts until the Ascension tag team gets called up, because from what I hear, the Ascension's tag team is getting very close to being called up to the main roster soon. I'm looking forward to that. So I don't think they'll just give the Wyatts tag team the tag team titles and then just get then just have a feud with the Ascension, because that doesn't make sense, because the Ascension is arising, or they are ascending to the main roster, and not to make the Wyatts look weak and not to make the Ascension get buried, if you know what I'm saying. So I'd say the Usos will probably win the tag team matches, but again, it makes the Wyatts look strong. Anyway, Naomi versus Alicia Fox, Cameron and Paige. We're on commentary. Naomi wins. Whatever. Paige is boring. Naomi versus Paige is official for Money in the Bank for the Divas title. And Cameron is heel. Then we get to the point where I was really excited. And this is what I've been waiting for all day long. Triple H announced the Money in the Bank participants for the briefcase. And actually, since the briefcase is not going to be blue or red this year, it's going to be gold, which is pretty cool. To know that as well, because since the titles got unified, there's only going to be one briefcase. I wish there were two. Unfortunately, maybe we might get a second briefcase. I have no idea, but again, only one briefcase because we have the other ladder match. But Rollins, people that will be joining Rollins, superstars, could be Kingston, Jack Swagger, Dolph Ziggler, Rob Van Dam, Bad News Barrett, and those would be, at that time, the only people in the ladder match. Then, after that, Seth Rollins would come out because that's Triple H's pick to win the Money in the Bank and then face RVD. And that match would be a pretty good match. Pretty good, solid match. I enjoyed their match that they had on Raw. And then, Seth Rollins would be at the end of the match, he would hit RVD with the curb stomp. And then right after that, Dean Ambrose would come out of nowhere. And then he and Rollins got into it, and Rollins ran away. Dean Ambrose jumped on the mic and said, he's like, I'm going to grab that briefcase even if I'm not in the match, and I'm going to screw that whole pay-per-view up because Rollins will not be winning. So basically, Ambrose basically gets his wish, and eventually Rollins would tell Triple H to put Ambrose in the match. And Ambrose is the 7th person in the Money in the Bank ladder match. I don't know, I just added this onto my paper because I forgot to put it on there, but it was Bo Dallas versus Titus O'Neil. This might have been between different segments or whatever, but Bo Dallas versus Titus O'Neil. Bo Dallas is 9-0, however, Titus is buried beneath, he's buried with plenty amount of dirt on top of him. Intercontinental Championship match, Bad News Barrett versus Dolph Ziggler. Bad News Barrett picked up the win here. Another very entertaining match. The finishing sequence was really cool. They had the Famouser, the Bullhammer, the Waist Slam, the Zigzag, everything. They were pulling out all this stuff. So it was a pretty good match. Maybe better than RVD and Rollins, but they were both very close in terms of match quality. Where Bad News Barrett picks up the win here. Bad News Barrett does look strong. Would have liked to see Ziggler win this match here, but because I want to see Barrett win Money in the Bank, and more than likely he is going to win Money in the Bank, because that's what I think. I don't think they're going to give it to Ambrose or Rollins, because Bad News Barrett more than likely will win, and they have him with the Intercontinental Championship. He has to lose it at some point, and that kind of makes him lose momentum. But, I guess, it's whatever. Bad News Barrett picks up the win. Vickie Guerrero versus Stephanie McMahon. They brought out a mud pool, right? And that's normally associated with the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era before the PG era came. And, they'd have hot women, just going in the mud pool. And if Vickie Guerrero got put through the mud pool, she would be fired. And then we get to Rosa Mendez, Alicia Fox, and who else was there? It was, and Layla. All 3 of those divas came out, and they were about to triple powerbomb her through the mud pool, and then Vickie Guerrero would fight them off, and then she'd put Layla, Alicia Fox, and Rosa Mendez in the mud, and then eventually she'd be yesing, and then when her back was turned or whatever, Stephanie McMahon would throw her in the pool of mud, and wow. Eventually, Vickie Guerrero would throw Stephanie in the pool as well. Great. Vickie Guerrero's fired. Wasn't she fired last year? If you go back and look at Money in the Bank 2013, wasn't she fired last year and everything like that? Wasn't she fired? Wasn't she fired in 2011 when Teddy Long had fired Dolph Ziggler for, arranging his attack and giving Ziggler the title when they had that feud with Edge? Wasn't she fired then? Huh? Oh my lord. Yeah. Semi-man. Who cares? Vickie Guerrero should be leaving for her final time. Viva La Raza. Jack Swagger versus Kofi Kingston. Jack Swagger wins with the Patriot Lock, or the ankle lock. Big E versus Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was Damian Sandow because Damian Sandow is doing these different kind of gimmicks. Blah, 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 blah. Big E wins here. Rusev comes out of nowhere and hits him from behind and with Accolade. So that'll probably be a match at Money in the Bank. A rematch for Payback, which has no purpose really. Then we get to the main event: Del Rio, Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, and Cesaro versus John Cena, Roman Reigns, and Sheamus. Repeat from SmackDown. I didn't even watch SmackDown, but from what I hear from the spoilers or whatever, it was the exact same thing. Because it was revolving around Roman Reigns getting a hot tag. And Roman Reigns, when he got the hot tag, was dominating. And the same thing with Sheamus. Sheamus got a hot tag, and, everything was okay there. Bray didn't look that, impressive in this match, and Cesaro did okay. Randy Orton was kind of, there, and Del Rio was just on and off or whatever. So this match was okay. Nothing great. This match epitomized Raw. It was nothing great. Had its on and on spots, and all in all, it was kind of eventually, the finishing sequence was pretty good. Cena AA'd Orton and Del Rio. Bray Wyatt, he got Superman punched by Roman Reigns. Cesaro would throw up Cena for the uppercut, and then Sheamus would hit Cesaro, and Cesaro eats the pin. Why on earth do you do that, WWE? Please explain. But anyway, Sheamus, 1, 2, 3. Eventually, Kane comes out of nowhere and attacks everybody. And Kane is announced as the 8th person in the ladder match. That makes no sense. You have 7 guys in the other match. Then you have another 7 in here. So, I don't know. Maybe add another person to the other Money in the Bank ladder match. I don't know. Whatever. Raw was bad. Nothing great, like I said. Thank you for watching. CodeBreak146 here. Really appreciate it. WrestleMania 17 review with Anything Goes show will be coming on Wednesday. Money in the Bank pay-per-view predictions on Friday, and probably going to be a review of Money in the Bank on Sunday. Hopefully everything is good with the internet, and that should be that. Anyway, updates will be coming soon. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment. Please comment.